Hello everyone, welcome back to another video. Today I will be talking about the energy regen speed and show you the difference between the slowest, the average and the fastest energy regen speed we have in the game. We will compare them side by side and whether the gap is actually significant or if it's going to be like only high-end players and whales that will notice the difference. And of course, we will also look whether the difference matter for average players as well. And so stick around and let's dive into the video. Here I have three immortals with three different energy regen speeds. First we have Athena, who is one of the slowest in the game. Then we have Yi Sun-shin, fully maxed with boost, giving him an average of regen around 100. And finally we have Wu Fei, one of the fastest, if not the fastest, especially with pair up with the surge passive on her artifact. And the difference between each of them is roughly from 40 to 50 points. From Athena to Yi Sun-shin is around 40 to 50 points as well, depending what kind of boost you have at the moment. And from Yi Sun-shin to Wu Fei is also from 40 to 50, depending on your boost level as well. So on the paper, there's a pretty big gap between these three, and let's jump into the game and see these differences actually look in real time. Here I have a report comparing these three immortals and we can check how fast their energy regen really is. Keep in mind that Athena has a passive skill that gives her plus 200 starting energy. So if you look at the battle replay, you can see that she has a very high energy regen at the start, but her energy regen points is very slow, which for this video is at 58. But if you have maxed her out with level 30 boost, she's going to be 65.7, I believe. That is a very mid in my opinion. I mean, I do understand why she's having very slow energy regen because she's actually very strong. But if you look at the energy regen speed here, Wu Fei with 154.7 I think, or just 154, it's 3 times or more faster than Athena. And Yi Sun-shin with, for this video, 100.7 energy regen speed is decent, right? It's not that bad. This is going to be the average. Bjorn's going to have the same, Yi Sun-shin and some other tanks as well. The only one, or the only two tanks that is faster is going to be Trajan and Anubis, but they are in between Yi Sun-shin and Wu Fei, right? So we kind of like can guess how fast they're doing. But as you can see here, they have three different speed here: the average, the slow, and the fastest, among the fastest in the game. And you can easily see the difference here. But do they really count in the late game? I know energy regen is a huge deal during the beginning of the game and the mid game phase, but during the late stage, right, you have energy mastery, you have infinite firepower that can boost carries. That if you have, for example, a maxed out Loki at level 8 specialization and 30 boost, you will probably gonna have 100.8 energy regen speed. And if you add, for example, energy mastery, which is 400 after each ultimate, and then you have infinite firepower, which add another 20% up on that, I think it doesn't really mean that much at the end if you have all of these skills. But if you do not have these skills, then it become a very huge deal trying to get these immortals right here to trigger ultimate as fast as possible. Keep in mind you have fire teams like with Hippolyta, Trajan, and then Cyrus and Empress, who would have all very high energy regen speed. Most of, I think they're averaging around 125 or 120 depending on Cyrus. But if we're to mix out and use like a fire chaos immortal, right, you have Trajan, you have Anubis, both of them are similar. So I would say I think it was 120 or 125 energy regen speed at maxed out with boost. And then you have, for example, like, let's say you want to go for Medusa, right? You want to go for Medusa, then you already have like 150 energy regen from there, and then you have Wu Fei as well, 154 from there. So now you have a very fast team, but would that work? We will have to see. It is a question for another video. But here you can see the differences. You have to pick your immortals well, choose them like do you still want to have Athena because of her energy regen speed being so slow? But keep in mind, while her energy regen being so slow, her effect, her skills is super strong, so it's kind of like a trade-off, right? So for Yi Sun-shin as well, very balanced, very strong immortal. That's why he is more preferred over Charles. And with the energy regen speed, I believe it was 20 more than Charles. Charles I think had like 79, which in my opinion, in today's meta, you need at least over 90 to be kind of like really good for your main team. That's my opinion, my take on it. You can get away with some immortals like Athena, right, which have lower than that. But for a tank, I think around 90 to 100, it should be a minimum requirement for it to be performing decently and or maybe very well, right? As for carries have a different kind of setup, right? I have Khan for my main mod, and you can see that is only 89, but which is already really strong. But keep in mind this, I have 35 boost, so it's a little bit higher than usual. But let's take a look at Himiko right here, 81, because Himiko and Khan usually have the same, and the boost here is level 30, and 81 is not bad, but if you plus that with infinite firepower, which also increase energy regen speed when you have max 20%, and then you have energy mastery, which also add another 400 points when it's maxed, which will proc or trigger after every ultimate. Then you're gonna basically ulting quite fast, and if you basically consider that into the numbers here, I believe with energy mastery, Khan and corrosive power as well, bonus together, the energy regen speed for Khan would probably be around 110, 115 in that range, right? So you can fix and tweak on it on your carries, but on your tanks and support, it's really difficult to change because you don't have any skills for that. Although you have the artifact passive right here with Surge, that definitely helps out a lot from 154. If you remove that, that should be 125 or something. Yeah, 124. So that's a huge difference. So keep in mind, if you want to have support, you should always aim for Surge, and if you don't have Surge, that's also fine, but that's going to be a little bit different type of gameplay for you. So there is that. And as for tanks, right, it's really depends with the skills you have sometimes, or nowadays skills can compensate a lot for having slow energy regen. So yeah, keep that in mind when you're building your team, and I hope you guys manage to find something out that works for you guys. I know my video right here is a little bit more high end and late game stage kind of like testing, but I think if you watch this video you find it very helpful, let me know in the comment section, because if you have anything to add as well, I would love to see your take on it, because some immortals I might have skipped out or I didn't even talk about, but I should be talking about that, but that's for another video. But for this video right here, hopefully you guys enjoy the differences, or my take on the differences between the energy regen from the slowest one to the average one and to the fastest one. And that's it for this video. Thanks you guys for watching, and see you guys in the next video.